It's higher education, baby, learning with no ceilings. And we cold chilling, and we world building. It's a dope feeling, this is for the whole village.
Introspective time. I get to tell some truth and some in-depth shit about my crazy ass. This is about to be fun. So, I want to shout out all of my managers at this place because they understood that I was a addict, a child, and I was just like them. And there's various instances in which I should 100% have been fired. No fucking doubt. When I tell y'all I was drunk as fuck, working damn near every shift, yo, that's why people fucked with me at first, because I'm out there, they come up, man, I'm pouring that ancient age sap. We ripping shots as soon as you walk into that motherfucking door. Let's go. That AAA, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wasted every shift. I'm fucking partying. This place was in East Walnut Hills. And I got in a lot of trouble all the time because even though I did love my managers a bunch, they suffer from racism. A lot of white people, they don't understand. They think when you call them a racist, they literally just get their little feelings so goddamn hurt, and it's like the end of the world. You might as well call them a fucking rapist, like truly, like, and they aren't the same thing. Being a racist to me is always like being a misogynist. As a man in America, the environment that I grew up in, I grew up learning how to be a misogynist. I learned misogynist tendencies. Now as an adult, since I understand those tendencies, I check and I work on those. So I'm not actively a misogynist. I came from misogyny. I do not participate in misogyny any longer. Same thing with racism. Unless you're actively aware of all of the realms and forms in which you can just accidentally be racist just because off of what you've learned and what you know, till you actually tap into yourself and really, really attack your own psyche about that, you are habitually just racist and doing racist shit. It's not the end of the world unless you just don't do nothing about it and want to be a fucking crybaby about it and be like, I black, all that other dumb shit. Like, no, like, it's okay. You slipped up. Do better. Do better. You missed a shot. Make the next shot. Come on now. And so I literally got quoted one time saying, this is a white dude who said, I don't have any problem with it, but, the guests that come here, can't be playing music where they say nigger. And I was just like, and he's like, oh, no. You know what I mean? I'm like, not really. And he backtracked like a motherfucker. Just whoop, 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 whoop. I'm just hitting him with the real confused face. Because I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I fuck with this dude. This is my dude. But that hard R just came out of nowhere. What the fuck?
I was going to ask.
Like,
I was going to ask if he hard R'd.
He hard R.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he hard R'd. I was like, all right, okay. Yeah, I got it. That one was shocking. I ain't even gonna hold you. That just took me back.
A white dude here. Mm-hmm. I've had that experience as well. I worked at a local distillery where Chad, shout out Chad,
gang.
He and I worked at this distillery. He was bartending and I was distilling, and we would listen to rap and hip hop music all the time. Mm-hmm. Like literally right next to a bar that catered to like that as a club specifically. And
so it was in the hood.
They would tell us all the time, like, you guys shouldn't play that kind of music. It's like not really the vibe around here. Like people around here don't. It's like you realize that like you're right beside a hip hop club, right?
Dude,
like this is an area for that specifically. It is a very, very hidden racism.
Yes, it's like they really just be sneaky. They really be fucking sneaky and kind of nasty with it. And so that was one of the first strikes. But again, there's this one time, right? And shout out my manager at this time. This was not the manager that dropped the hard R. He never did that. We actually we called him Pops. Shout out to Pops, man, because Pops was really like an actual true like adult and elder, and like, like was like, hey guys, you're getting too fucked up. You're only allowed to do 2 shots a night. He knew damn well we weren't going to listen, but he wasn't promoting us getting more fucked up. He was actually trying to get us, like, I'm saying, in line, you know. And one day, I had some fucking pad thai, right? I get off work at, like, 9 o'clock. I go downstairs. I fucking smash my pad thai. I leave it down there. I get fucked up, and then apparently I blacked out, you know, after my shift at the bar. I blacked out often at my own bar after shift. Also something should never be fucking doing. Never be fucking doing. It's the dumbest shit you could ever fucking do. But luckily, when I blacked out, people said, "No, you're so fucking fun." I'm like, yeah, gang. And so I get a fucking message the next morning. Pop's like, "So I'm guessing this was you?" Yo, he sends me a picture of thrown up pad thai right in front of the fucking entrance of the bar. And he also sends me a picture of the pad thai downstairs. And there's like, "I just saw that it was the tofu, and you're the only person that eats tofu. I'm the only fucking vegetarian, vegan motherfucker in here. Like, I know who this is." And I was just like, I couldn't even lie. I couldn't even perp. I was just like, "I'm so sorry, man. I'll be right there to clean up." He was like, "I already sprayed it. Just, you got to get it together. Like, I don't know what you got to do, but you got to get it together." So shout out to Pops for, like, giving me chance after chance after just really, really fucking up and being a really, really bad alcoholic. Shout out to you. Shout out for your guidance. I really appreciate you and your impact in my life. I fuck with you. Actually, all my Schmertles gang, I'm going to name all y'all because I know y'all don't give a fuck. Adrian, shout out my nigga Adrian. She doing the goddamn thing in Chicago, crushing that shit. Tap in with her. I'm going to put her Instagram on here because she also has a podcast. Listen to her old shit, but she's always on to new and bigger, better things. So you always got to stay tuned in with her. Shout out to fucking Amy Joe, that I haven't seen her in years, but that's my fucking darling. We used to always just get in with anime and fucking weird K-pop that she introduced me to, and just like weirdo emo music. Shout out Amy Joe. Shout out Millie. Millie is one of the people that taught me how to bartend. Shout out for all of your fucking tutelage and knowledge and how to properly make drinks. Shout out to, my girl Lauren, who I work with at, I'll say this place because I rock with the people there. Rich is proper. Them my motherfucking peoples. Lauren, I love you forever. And is that, JoJo, my boy. I ain't see you in forever. I fucking love your ass too. Shout out fucking JoJo. I'm pretty sure that's the whole Myrtles gang. Helen worked there for a little bit. No. Sandrina worked there for a little bit. Shout out Drina. My whole family, man. Schmertles family. I fucking miss y'all. Y'all the fucking goats. So then, during my time working at Schmertles, I actually got to work at this place called Maps. Maps is owned by this, was owned, they just sold by this person named Mary Wiseman. Mary Wiseman used to own a bunch of bars in Cincinnati, but through terrible, terrible business practices, squandered all of them. I'm not hating. I'm not, like, this is literally not hating. One of the things that people do about Mary Wiseman is they talk all this shit behind their back. They never say anything to them. I am actually about to tell the truth about Mary Wiseman. The things that people say about Mary Wiseman are she's a terrible bartender, number one, because she does not fucking clean up after herself. If you've ever worked a shift after Mary Wiseman, it's one of the most disrespectful actual things you've ever experienced because you're expected to be a fucking janitor for the owner of a whole entire establishment. Unacceptable behavior on every single level. I don't want to hear it. We ain't your maids. We professionals. Clean your motherfucking shit up. Number two, Mary Wiseman is a reason why there's another bar called, we'll call it Bummer Bet. Bummer Bet is like a tropical place, right? The owner of Bummer Bet opened his bar specifically with the express intent because Mary Wiseman made him a drink. He asked for a mojito. She said, and I quote, I'm not finna make you an Applebee's drink. I'm gonna make you a real drink. Anybody who knows anything about classic cocktails or cocktails in general knows that is the dumbest shit you could ever say. A mojito is one of the classicest cocktails of all time. It is a legit classic cocktail. It's just a cocktail a bunch of bartenders don't like to make because we're lazy fucks sometimes. And it's a drink that you got to crush ice if you ain't got crushed ice on deck. You know how lazy we are sometimes when we just don't want to fucking crush ice? That's the real reason. Laziness. But you go and disrespect a guest, right? Talking about some Applebee's for an actual classic cocktail. That dude was so petty that fueled him to now open up bars to literally compete and overtake everything that that person has done. So that is what the effects that you can have off of not good business practices or interactions with every single person that you're meeting, especially when you're behind that stick, that you don't know who you're serving and what you're fueling somebody's intent to do now. And I also want to shout out the manager of she quit, and then 2 weeks later, Maps was sold. This person also taught me actually every single thing I know about Amaros, fucking aperitifs, digestives. Literally would be like, go and taste it. You need to be able to taste everything to get that in your olfactory sensor. She taught me about the olfactory gland and how literally by tasting these things, they lock on into there. So now when you like even get a scent of it, you'll be able to really distinguish and have a true memory of what that tastes like. So now when you're mixing it into other things, you have a true grasp of flavor profiles that you're dealing with. So shout out to her. We're going to call her Ben Bots. Ben Bots, you the fucking go. I love you. You are sick as fuck too. But this place Maps, right? I fucking loved and hated this place so much because we made so much money at this place before pre-pandemic. But I actually exited this place because of racism. Shocker. After I say this racism bar, it's going to be real. I'm going to have to wrap it up because I've been talking about this shit fucking too long. I might have to do a part 2. So this place was really just good for me because it got me to be able to really get my like bartending following up. I really got to prove that I got to like fill up a whole fucking bar full of my own people, you know, just really show out. Like that's the main thing that establishments are looking for. Can you fill a place out? Like it's a real valuable asset. I prove that shit. Like, I bring motherfuckers up in here. I get this shit cracking. So that's the valuable asset about that is I appreciate Mary Wiseman for allowing me to create my own platform and create my own shit and my own legacy, you know, through her businesses. Like, that is the super credit I will give her. Shout out to her for that, for giving me opportunity. Like, I'm not an ungrateful motherfucker. Shout out for the opportunity. I would not be here without those opportunities. So with that, the reason why I quit, I didn't get fired. Yeah. I fucking quit. You know why I quit? Because George Floyd died. And this place across the street, we'll call it Snub. At this time in history, I actually applauded for what they were doing, but now I know it's all performative fucking bullshit because the owner of that place is a performative police calling weirdo. This person calls the police on homeless people, but has an ACAB fucking tattoo tatted on her booty. It don't make no sense. ACAB this ass, literally. So anyway, fuck that place. But the reason I mentioned this place is because during the protest, they actually had, and the former place I worked at as well during this time, I got to think of a different, I'm not even going to bring up that place, actually. I'm not going to bring up the abuse of that place because I'm going to bring up Valerie Deal. And we going to talk about that place together. I'm not going to do her like that because she has a lot to say about that. So we going to wait. We going to wait to tell the final story about that. So we just going to stick and we going to end it at this one. George Floyd protest happened, right? This was the changing moment in my personal bartending trajectory. Reason being, this was when the pandemic happened. I was 1 year into not drinking. So at this point, I'm like, I'm really focused on becoming like the best bartender in the entire city. Like, that's my goal. Like, I'm trying to be the best. Like, motherfuckers gonna recognize I am the one. You can't see me. You can't fuck with me. This is what it is. This is the way. So that being my goal, I really actually succeeded, and I placed 2 times for best bartender in the city, which I placed second and then third. So that was enough for me. I'm like, that's my goal. Like, this shit is a popularity contest. Popularity in this industry is what makes money. That is the success of a bartender in pretty much every industry, to me, is getting them dollars, filling up them spaces with people to give you dollars. So I proved that I can put numbers on the fucking board. So I was more than happy with that. That would have never been possible if George Floyd wouldn't have passed away. And that's really, really unfortunate to say, because I was blackballed from so many places my whole entire coming up. While I worked at Schmertles, while I worked at I was applying for other places too, because I really needed money. Like, the fuck who don't need money? People saying, well, you know how Zeke is. Like, he gets drunk. These people ain't never been and got served by me at these bars. These are other bartenders at places that I go to all the time. I'm tipping them hella crazy. Places where I've seen them at midnight on a Friday snort a whole fucking line of cocaine off the goddamn bar with my own eyes, with about 10 motherfuckers in the goddamn bar. These same people out their own mouth want to say that I'm too crazy to work at their bar. Meanwhile, you doing rails on the goddamn bar. That's craziness. What they meant to say was he's too fucking loud about black issues. Because I'm the only person in that time in the whole entire restaurant industry to openly talk about all of the racism that's been happening all the time while it happens. I'm known to have a lot of people talk shit behind my back because I'm a loud voice, but they fucking real soft in real life and they don't say shit, but they do block you from opportunities. This is a real thing. So people act like I don't hear shit talk behind my back, like even to this day. But at that time, people were literally like, yeah, he's cool, but he's just a little extreme. Like, I don't know, like, he seems like a little, like, I have people who literally have Black Lives Matter posters in their windows now that used to call me racist because of the shit I talk about, the truths that I talk about white people. So I was literally excluded from jobs for speaking my mind on these hoe-ass racist motherfuckers and how I deserved opportunity at these places because they're the places that make the most money for working the least amount in the city. I deserve that fucking slice of the pie. My family from West End. My fucking family still be scattering around downtown fucking cracked out. My people still down there. This is my shit. I deserve a slice of this motherfucking pie. Fuck out of here. So this is when it's actually really frustrating. So this place across the street, the Smub that I don't fuck with, they actually served food, allowed their restaurants, fucking free food, had water for the protesters, right? Even though, like, fuck that place, fuck the owner, I will say that is a solid deed. Whatever your intention is, whatever, people got fed, people got to go get nourished while we were fucking out there protesting. A couple thousand people protesting. That's solid. Right across the street is Maps. Maps boarded their windows up, y'all. Boarded their windows up. The history of Maps, it's the first bar to actually gentrify Main Street. Mr. Pitiful's has been there for quite some time, but that's always been like a hood bar. Maps was the first gentrification bar. Yeah. Maps have been the first gentrification bar in the entire downtown, even before Creon's, which
I think if it's not a business anymore, you can probably say that.
That's true. Neons.
You can.
Yeah, I could say that's true. No. All right, yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, Maps is still a place, but it's different ownership. Different ownership.
But it's a bigger group.
Oh, I have to say Maps because they're the people that own Schmeeshmoan.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, the old Schmar and Schmill. They totally own it now. Yeah. That's great. Hey, this whole shit is crazy, y'all.
They also, one of their bars killed an octopus.
What?
Yeah, so there's a bar in OTR that has a like water tank as their as their back bar.
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain it in a way
I know what you're talking about. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, so it's a saltwater tank, and they had an octopus in there, and the octopus died because whenever you put an octopus as a back bar item, it's not going to be very happy.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very upset.
From like sound systems, all of that. So,
no.
And that's also one of the Shmishmone and maps.
Ooh, see, hey, listen, I'm telling y'all this shit. There's a lot of crazy deep shit with these fucking hoe ass fucking restaurants. I'm only speaking on the places though, that I'll be at or that I was at.
Yeah, I haven't worked at the place that killed the octopus.
Yeah, that's why you knew. And so they had their windows, Maps had their windows boarded up. And it was just really, really disrespectful and salty because it's like, you're the first gentrifiers of this community and you're not even being active and at least allowing your space to be used to like, I don't know, help a couple of fucking protesters. Like, that shit is wild. Like, it's just wild. So my coworker Adrian, she literally we in our little group post for Maps, and she makes a long post saying she don't feel comfortable as a black woman working at this place that clearly does not respect, black lives mattering enough to at least like serve up some water and allow your bathrooms to be used, like you boarding up your windows, and how as a black woman she cannot be associated being seen with them type of clown actions. I really needed this job at the time. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I really needed this. But I don't give a fuck about money. I give a fuck about relationships with people. And money always will be able to be gotten. May not seem like it, but it's an energy. You can always go and tap into that energy source. It's always gonna be there. You cannot rebuild relationships easily. If you fuck a relationship up, that could be the end of that. There is no cashing back in on that. It's done. It's done. So I fucking was like, shit. If she ain't rocking, I ain't rocking. The fuck? I quit too. I'm not finna have her. Like, this is another thing that, this is separate, but black women often have to go alone in their activism and making stands and making statements. And I don't believe in that, no matter, like, really, for real, what the sacrifice is, because I'm just very confident in myself and all of my abilities just to figure it out, just to problem solve. And so I really was nervous, but I didn't really think twice about it. It was what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to support my friend. I was supposed to not allow this black woman to go on this alone. I was not going to let that fucking go. I was not also going to be like, shit, now I'm just in here working at this place that don't fuck with black people for real. But they want me to bring all my black friends up in here. Like, nah, absolutely not. And so that's the reason why I quit. Because my nigga Adrian, shout out Adrian for making that stand. And I fucking love you for being so goddamn strong and figuring that shit out. We was both struggling, but guess what? We so much better now from that situation. And, damn, man, I fucking love you. I love you. I love Val. Y'all, for real, y'all my favorites, man. Y'all really held a nigga down in some really, really tough times, and I really fucking needed it. And I just can't appreciate y'all enough. Yeah, I'm going to tell the story of the boathouse when I have my business partner Valerie Deal on there. The boathouse was arguably one of the most traumatic places I've ever seen or experienced in my life. There's a lot of unreal stories that are going to be told, but I am honestly not the one to start that story, even though I want to tell my experience. It is a dual experience, and someone else has just a better articulation of it, so I'm going to wait to tell that story until she in the building.
You do have one published story of an incident.
Oh, make sure you tap in. Actually, why don't you fucking promote it?
I haven't recorded in a while, but now that we're doing this, I think that I might.
Yeah, absolutely. Nah, fucking promote that shit.
But episode 4 of the podcast Mac Talk Smack.
Yeah.
Available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
It's going to be on the screen. It's going to be on the screen.
You speak about an incident at
Absolutely.
the boathouse. So anybody that's trying to get through the cryptid message, they can go to mine and you call it out.
Absolutely. You can hear the story before we get to the part 2. Make sure you tap into that. This is fun. We getting interconnected already with the pause. Let's fucking go. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Do I even got anything else? No, that's what I got. This was a pretty long-winded one. Whoever stayed listening to me about my fucking uprising and traumatic ass, some traumatic, stupid ass uprising in this industry. Thank you. Like, truly, if you vibe with it, if there's anything that you also agree with this shit, tap in with me. Get in the comments. I can promise to you, by the time this is released, I will have all of my episodes up on all of the Spotify, Apple Music, and all that. I'm going to upload them to Anchor. So by the time y'all see this, you will be able to actually just listen to these things instead of just having to get on YouTube. So, yeah, I fucking got it in, Mac. I ain't going to lie. That one, that felt real good to, like, get off my chest. I ain't going to lie. I know when people hear this, they gonna be real salty and like, damn, he really actually.
Are you gonna put it in the Cincinnati Bar Fair one?
He just. Oh yes, I am.
I've been thinking about this that entire time.
I'm going to put that. This is going to Cincinnati Bar Fair.
Notifications off for it, but if you do post it in there, I'll turn the notifications back on.
Do you think on the Bar Family, if I post that I as an admin, do you think they will ban me? I'm an admin. I'm an admin, fam.
Then I think that you're probably they'll talk to you.
Right? Well, I can at least post it myself. I ain't got to go through no clearance. You know, I'm just gonna post it.
No, and also I think that you and I have an idea. We're gonna have a lot to say about the.
Oh yeah. So this I expect to turn into like a series because I really want to have a bunch of my even restaurant homies come on, and I want them to tell their stories as well because I want my podcast because I'm also going to be doing stuff on art school trauma. I want my podcast to really help all of us heal. All of us deal with so similar issues that if we actually just talk about them with one another, we can be like, damn, we really ain't out here alone. And hold on, they've been doing that to y'all over there? They've been doing that to... And then that's when we can actually start to garner some new change because these motherfuckers been fucking with us way too long. And we just be whispering behind their backs. And why we whispering? Like, I know people going to be like, I cannot believe he actually told the truth about all the shit that the entire city has talked about Mary Wiseman. Wow. He said what we all be saying. That's crazy. Yes, all y'all be saying that shit. I want to make that the last statement. Every single one of y'all, all of y'all say this. I've said this, and we smile in her face. We just smile. There's no smiling. I give her the peace sign nowadays. I don't smile at that. But now I'll smile because I actually got to get out the truth, and I feel really good. Oh, man. So I actually love this episode, too, because you got to get into more of me and my hater bag. I am all love and sunshine and daisies and healing. Well, actually, I am with healing, and I believe in anger and healthy aggression. I really do believe in expressing that in a very healthy way instead of acting like it doesn't exist within you and it just festers within inside of you. Let the hate out. Don't let it fester. Just don't let hate carve your idea of reality. When you let it out, you get to actually hear how stupid or how truthful it sounds. Sometimes the truth just sounds really hateful. Sometimes you just make the truth sound hateful. In this case, it's both of them. The truth is hateful, and I made it sound hateful because fuck a lot of these motherfuckers. So, I do want to end on a positive note. Shout out to my boy Jay Hill. Shout out Smack Talk Productions. Shout out again to Jay Hill for the wonderful world of Yazi official theme song. Kicking it to you live right now. I love y'all motherfuckers. Shout out to my industry people. Get that fucking money, y'all. That's perfect. Oh my God, that's perfect. That's literally perfect. Holy shit.